As soon as I started filming, housekeeping decided to vacuum the hallway.
I've been trying to make my wallet fold all day. Cashing in my dreams, big payout. Underneath my money tree, big shade.
Hey freaking flies, welcome back to another video on the channel. I'm Readus, I'm a guy who flies, coming to you today with another 10 tips video. So who is this video for? New hires, specifically those were hired, let's say, after September of last year. If you have come on the line between September and today, the making of this video might be for you. This video is for flight attendants who feel stuck, confused, unprepared. We are talking about 10 ways to survive summer flying. Coming from myself, a flight attendant, I have been flying for 5 years. I'm entering my 6th year flying for a variety of airlines. I've been all over the place, I've done the things, and I'm now ready to share them with you. Please note that these tips I share with you, they're coming from my experience, but they're gonna vary for you based on what your budget looks like individually, your finances. If you are a commuter or not, there are some commuter-friendly tips in here that might not work for other people. And lastly, your airline, because let's say it together, all airlines are not created equal. We do very similar jobs, but the structure of how we do them vary drastically from carrier to carrier. My first tip is going to be to stock up on your essential items. This is going to be a good tip for those of you who commute, also those of you who are not commuters, even if you live in base. If you are a new hire, if you are on reserve, you will be working this summer. And the more you work, the more you use. So think about those essential items, specifically things like toiletry and hosiery, that you can kind of stock up on in bulk and just have ready, because there's nothing worse than having a jam-packed schedule with your barely 12 days off for the month, and you're mid-trip, you're running out of lotion, you're running out of facial cleanser, you have running your stockings, and you like don't have any more hosiery as backup. Like, if you are a commuter and you have not already established the system of triplicates, it's now time for you to do that. And by triplicates, what do I mean? You're going to have a full set of toiletries at home where you live, at your crash pad where you stay, and in your bag that goes with you everywhere. 3 of everything: 3 body wash, 3 toothpaste, 3 toothbrush, 3 deodorant. Maybe not the expensive things like makeup. That might be something you might have to, dibble and dabble. But the goal is that you want to make life easier for yourself. You want to have what you need when you need it, so that you can spend more of your off time off and not more of your off time running around doing things for work when you're off. I feel like the next one doesn't need to be said, but number 2, you need to hydrate. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. A lot of people say that and they don't say it just because the summertime is brutal. Flying is already very hard on our bodies as cabin crew members, but the summertime makes it that much worse. It's hot everywhere you go. Everywhere, it's hot, it's warm, you're in dry climates, you're in humid climates. Hydrate. If you are not already on some type of system, develop you a little system. Get a water bottle with the markings that track how much you're drinking throughout the day. If you have like small water bottles, like an average size water bottle, I would try to drink one of those a flight. So every time you're working a 1.5 or 2 hour flight, you should be going through a full bottle of water. That might mean for some of you, you might have to go to the restroom more, but trust me, your body will thank you. You need to hydrate on your layovers. You need to be hydrating. The next one, do not undervalue sunscreen. Please use sunscreen. We all know we spend a lot of time traveling at high altitudes, very, very close to the sun. Sunscreen is very important for us. Your skincare regimen overall is going to be very important to you, but sunscreen is something that you cannot forget. You will be traveling to warm weather destinations. You will be on beaches. You will be by pools. Don't forget your sunscreen. One of the things that people don't tell you when you first become a flight attendant is how those little decisions you make in the beginning of your career will affect you when you've been flying for 20 or 30 years. Like, your future self really wants your current self to put practices in place to keep you, your body, your mind healthy. Sunscreen is one of those things, people. Utilize your sunscreen. The next one is vitamins. This one is really important for new hire flight attendants, but also reserve flight attendants. These companies will run you ragged this summer. If you have not seen minimum rest, you will see it this summer, because they are going to work you for every minute.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! You keep this
Well, excuse me.
That they can possibly squeeze out of you. You will go, 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 go. If you're not a new hire that has that experience at your airline, congratulations. But for most new hires and most reserves elsewhere, you will get worked. You will see hours that you have never seen this summer. If you feel like you're struggling to keep focus, you're struggling with your sleep patterns, you're struggling with multiple things, one, consult a physician. But two, think about using vitamins, like a multivitamin, using things like Care of, not sponsored, where you have the opportunity to develop a line of vitamins specific for your body and your needs. But really talk to your doctor, do some research and figure out what vitamins might work really well for you for the issues that you're trying to tackle. Okay, so moving away from all that stuff, let's get to some real stuff. Number 5, I encourage you to romanticize your layovers. What do I mean by that? Yes, you might be working a lot, but remember the reason why you became a flight attendant. And for a lot of us, it was to see the world, or to see Cleveland, Ohio, and Tulsa, Oklahoma, whatever that is for you. But don't fall prey to being so tired that you do nothing on your layovers. Every layover, you do not have to be outside. You do not have to be spreading the low and busting it wide. However, I'm on reserve. I don't know where I'm going. They call me out in 2 hours. I don't have time to think about it. Okay, it's July. And you know that every week this same trip is always on open time. People are always getting called for this trip. What are the layovers? I'm going to put you onto a little thing to do. If you're a new hire, specifically if you're on reserve, and you have an airport standby lot, this is the thing I want you to do in your next airport standby. You're gonna go in your notes app. You're gonna start a new note called layover things to do, okay? And in this note, you're going to list the airport codes that you go to most often or that your base goes to. Then you're gonna go somewhere like TikTok. You could do Google, but TikTok is very there. Go to TikTok. You're going to search things to do in, and you're going to fill in the blank with that city. If you want to be even spicy, sometimes I add things to do in city for Black people, but you didn't hear that from me. You're going to look at the things that come up, and you're going to find the things that interest you. A lot of times people will tell you, go to this restaurant, go to this excursion, do this activity, avoid this. In your notes app, under that airport code, you're going to list out those things that have been recommended. You will be amazed in a, 2, 4, 6 hour standby shift, how long your list would be. And if you divide the task up and give some airport codes to another friend or somebody else that's sitting couch with you, and you take some and then y'all combine your list, you have a whole summer of wonderful activities. You can be outside Food La La all summer. Now, this is what you do. When you're on reserve, you get called for a trip, you now can look at some different things you're gonna do. Now, you're not gonna make concrete plans, because we know as a flight attendant, when you make plans, everything goes wrong. But you have options. Don't only pack yoga pants and lounge clothes to be in your hotel room. Even when that layover might be 12, 13, 14 hours, it's too short, I'm not gonna do anything. Keep good clothes in your bag this summer. Put a nice pair of slacks. Put a nice dress and sandals. Put a nice button-up shirt. Put I'm the king of a 2-piece set. Throw a 2-piece set in the bag. When you're out, enjoy yourself. Go out with your coworkers. When they invite you out, don't slam click. Maybe every other trip you slam click. But maybe every other trip you take somebody out on their invitation to go out and do something. Romanticize the layovers. Have yourself a good time this summer. And then, because you're working so much, some of those breaks in between to decompress, release the stress, work won't feel as bad. Number 6, this is a tip for the commuters out there. Utilize weather app. If you are a commuter, let's say North Carolina to New York. On the day of your commute, you need to be checking the weather app to see what that weather looks like in the region that you have to commute when you're in the air. Why? That is going to tell you of any potential delays or anything that's going to throw off your commute. First of all, we're smart enough to have a plan A, B, C, and D. You have backups to your backups. So look at the weather, and if there's a huge weather system, you need to think about rerouting yourself earlier in the day before you get to the airport and realize there's a problem. Number 7 is going to be a tip for everyone. I encourage you to automate your lifestyle as much as possible. Autopay is wonderful. Well, when you know the money's going to be there, beautiful. Look for other ways or other areas in your life where you can also automate them. things that you can put on prescriptions, things that you can build a routine with. This, I always do this on the 5th of every month. Things like that that can take the stress away from you having to feel like you're already overworked and overwhelmed. And oh my gosh, I only have 2 days off before I go back on reserve, or before I have to go on this trip and I have all these things to do. Look for ways that you can get things done along the way, and look for other people and systems and apps and whatever that might be out there that can do some of the mundane tasks for you. For me, one of those things became laundry. Going out, working for 6 days, coming back and having 2 days off and having a mound of laundry to do. I didn't want to do it. I had the space in my budget to send my laundry off to a laundry service. Wash, dry, fold it. Love that. This is a small example of things that you can do put things into practice that makes life a little bit easier. Tip number 8 is going to be to lean into a support system. And I say a support system and not necessarily your support system, because I acknowledge the fact that everyone isn't surrounded by friends, family, and loved ones who envelope them in all of this love and support. That is not everyone's reality. However, that doesn't mean that you cannot create or find spaces where that happens for you. A support system is so necessary in this job, who you can talk to that understand a little bit about what you do and what you go through on a day-to-day, just for the sake of being able to vent to somebody who is not sitting on the jump seat with you, but somebody like at home. But sometimes you also just need someone to just send you a little text message every now and then that says, hey, hope everything is going well, have a great day. Somebody who will, you're just like, hey, can you just text me throughout the day and just make sure I'm good, or I'm going out on reserve, I'm a commuter, I'm gonna be in base for 6 days straight. Can you just check on me and just make sure I'm good? Like, it's okay to ask for help. That is okay. June is Men's Mental Health Month, and I know I have several men who follow me. Men, take care of yourselves. Your mental health is so important. Like, it is okay to ask for help. That is, being vulnerable is not something to be shy about. It is okay. Work is transactional. You do a job and the job pays you for the work that you do. They may care about you, but they don't care for you. You are giving so much of yourselves to others that you need to make sure that you have people that give to you, whether that's joining a local run club, taking classes. Find ways that you can detach from work or outside of work, that you can have people who pour into you as a human individual. Number 9, don't stress the little stuff. One of the things I always talk to new hires about when I have the chance to work with them is this career is all over the place. Aviation, complete chaos. Do not stress the things you cannot control. That is the one tip I give people. Don't stress the little stuff. There's a lot that happens around us. There are some things that are in your locus of control. The things that you have direct influence over, do them and do them well. The things that you don't have influence over that impact what you have to do, the gate agent, the ramp agents, the ticketing agents, catering, scheduling, the pilots, all of these people do things that impact or have some impact on what we have to do. If it's out of your control, use the techniques you were taught, diffuse the situation, and move on. Don't internalize it. If you go all summer and there's not a passenger that yells at you,
this is the worst airline, this has been the worst flight ever, I hope I never have to fly with you again.
Congratulations, because what do we know? You can't please everyone. And there are some passengers who will make it well known how displeased they are at you, your service, or the service your airline provides. Whether you were the one that did it, whether you were the one that broke their will a month ago on their luggage, whether you were the one that split up their family because they didn't buy seats together and were randomly assigned 4 seats in different spots of the plane, whether you were the one that made that storm come over DFW, so all flights to DFW are now held at their origin for 2 hours. All of those things are your fault, and now I'm going to blame you. I'm a brick wall with emotions. All of that. I can take it all in. I hear it, I process what's in my locus of control, and then I let it go. Because what you're not going to do is stress me out over things I can't control. And lastly, tip number 10 is going to be to pack your patience. It's summer flying. Kids are out of school, parents are out of work, people are going on vacations. You will see people flying for the first time since smoking was allowed on airplanes. You will see people who fly more than you on the airplanes. You will see people who are stepping foot on a plane for the first time. You just need to be prepared for what is coming at you. Very similar to the way I said, don't stress the things you can't control. Pack your patience. I feel like every airline tells their new hire flight attendants, oh, being a flight attendant is like being a palm tree. You just go with the wind and you bend, but you don't snap. Very much that. Things will change. Flights will get canceled. Your schedules will have reroutes on them. Your hotels will not be available. The van pickup is nowhere to be found. Someone takes your bag off of the plane. Any and everything can happen in the summertime. Like I said, the number one being just the heightened summer travelers. By your 15th Orlando flight full of people headed to Disney, you might be ready to call it quits. It's all right. No, you're not. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that because you've packed your patience. You're not going to stress the small stuff. You have a support system that you can check into. You have automated things on your life, so on your day off, you won't spend your whole day off getting ready for more work. You will spend your day off doing things you want to do. You've checked and you follow the weather app, so you are prepared for what is going to come when it's time for you to commute to work. You romanticize that layover, so although that was the Mickey Mouse flight from hell, when you get on your layover, you have a cute outfit and you are going out with the girls for a night on the town. You take your vitamins, you drink your water, you apply sunscreens, and you are stocked up on your essentials. You're ready to survive the summer. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're a current flight attendant, please drop down below and let me know, what did I miss? What advice do you have for a new hire or a reserve flight attendant on surviving summer flying? I'm Brandon, I'm a guy who flies. I will see you all the next time.
Or a day goes by.